Yeah, we're gonna get off that grill while that meat is cooking, if you will. I'm gonna get into making that biscuit dough, but this is gonna be a variation for the nation. You're gonna see something new, and it ain't gonna be blue. You got to find out what it's all about. Let's look and see. Let's go get it. Normally I'm working with some white sugar, but I'm gonna use some brown sugar. So I need a spoon though. Get that up in there, about a half a cup. That's like a mathematician, 100 grams. Oh my God, let's get this out of the way. Look at me dropping stuff. Why did I snap it on? Man, that's good. Got stuff that, there we go. Snap, crackle, pop, bro. We're gonna do this. Get it all together, put it all in and mix it up. All right, all right. You're gonna get some butter in there. Well, this is like cake butter. This ain't the usual butter. So I'm gonna do it like that. I actually usually try to make it thinner than that, but you know, it's all good. I'm gonna go in there with a fork. And with that fork, I'm gonna blend in all the butter until it looks like breadcrumbs and has a nice yellow hue to it. That's how I'm gonna do my biscuits. Right? You feel me? You feel me? You see it? You see it? There we go. Let's get to the sifting. This is all I do. Just this number here. And it looks fine, right? Fine like wine. But what we're about to see, you will not believe. It's going to look like breadcrumbs. Well, you know how you get the ones in a box. Except it won't have the cooked look, but it'll get a bit, you know, like breadcrumbs, y'all. You know what I mean? It's all, this one, I don't actually measure. If I was to guess how much butter I put up in here, maybe 100 grams, 200 grams, maybe. Something another, you know, something like that. 200. I don't know, man. I'll just be making bread. There you have it. Looks like breadcrumbs. Something like that. Anyway, I'm going to add my milk in. Yes, I use milk. I don't use buttermilk. I use butter and milk separately. Let's make a well and pour it on in. I don't measure either because ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Do I look like somebody that measures up? That's how much I use. Does that give you an idea? Does that help? Does that help? Okay. Stir it on in, buddy. And then from here, it's almost one of the things where you want to have a little too much. And the reason I say that, I always find with flour, the longer it sits in a liquid, the more it absorbs it and dries out. Yep. So you want it kind of wet like this, honestly. And then as you add flour to it, it just, the texture just comes out softer every time. It must be a scientific reason for that. I have no idea. But that's what be happening. And I've been doing it for years, and it worked for me. And it might work for you. Who knows? Who knows? But then at this point, we're going to add flour and keep it moving. So we're going to get the flour up in there. Give me a second. It's easy. We're going to add that flour on in there. Again, I don't measure. I probably start with roughly maybe 500 grams of flour. I think. But I think you watching me is going to teach you more than the numbers could. If you could, you would, and you should. I always found the best way to learn is observation. Observation for the nation. You got a triangulation with the nation to get that observation. And then once you observe, then you attempt to do. Or you can do it while somebody's doing it, but I always find to get a bit distracted. But observation is the key initially. It'll take a lot more, for sure. All right, give me a second. Let me deal with this. I'll be right back. Right there, now it's time to get my hands in there. We're going to get it dirty. Down and dirty. Get that flour on there. Get that flour on there. Okay, go back in there. A little more on the hand. Just a little more. Get that flour on there. And just make it easy to get off the spoon, y'all. I like using a wooden spoon. Because I think it's the dull edge on it, and it's just easier. Makes life easier. I'm going to rub it off. This is time consuming. This takes way longer than it should. I think if there's a way to make this quicker, I would. But I'm not. I've been on a journey of culinary arts. A long journey. I've been through trials and tribulations. I've discovered many things on my own with YouTube and talking to people and asking questions. And most of the time I find people don't want to have time to tell you nothing because you get on, well, I get on most people's nerves. Here we go. And we're gonna knead the dough. More kneading. Because that's what you need to do. You need to knead. And this is so soft. You know what I'm saying? It is so soft. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna layer it though. I'm gonna layer it. And then do it in a bowl. I like doing it in a bowl. I know it's a bit too much. Do it like this. Let's get that off the edge because it's all becoming one thing. Like a chicken wing on a string. I'm gonna have to add some flour. Nope. There's enough bits on the bottom. And look how it magically starts all coming together, y'all. And it's gonna come on the table. I'm gonna put it on the table. I'm gonna roll it out and fold it over in. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna use some of that. I'm gonna call these barbecue biscuits, baked barbecue biscuits, because I'm gonna use some of the beef fat when I layer it. So that should be interesting. How it come out. It should come out flaky and moist, y'all. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling a little bit sticky. It's all a dough ball now. I'm just getting those little bits off the bottom. Sort of clean the bowl up, if you will. For reals. And I'm gonna cover this table with some flour. We're gonna get to kneading. Need to be kneading. All right then. See how it's looking? Look how beautiful it's starting to look. Like a ball of magic. Fantastic ball of dough. It's the dough, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna get it on this table.